Today, we're going to deconstruct a really chilling piece of Gothic fiction. It's this methodical, step-by-step story about the desecration of a sacred space, how you can take a holy site and transform it, piece by piece, into a monument of pure malice. It's a really powerful look at symbolism and the dark art of inverting holiness.
I mean, right from the very first line, the tone is just grim. The setting isn't just a building, it's a corpse, right? The skeletal remains of a cathedral. And our main character? The Prince of Lies. So yeah, the atmosphere is immediately thick with decay and the promise that something very, very bad is about to happen.
So, where does a conquest like this begin? Well, it starts right at the front door, at the threshold. The prince is about to turn this old sanctuary into his own personal theater for his mocking, silent mass. The show is just getting started.
And you've got to pay attention to the sensory details here. It's so deliberate. It's not just that the holy water is gone. The stoop is filled with the dust of dead spiders and forgotten prayers. That lingering sacred scent of incense, it's actively being smothered by a sulfurous presence. See, this isn't just neglect. This is a hostile takeover in progress.
The timing of all this is absolutely crucial. The entire event happens during the Devil's Hour. This isn't just some random act of vandalism, it's a calculated ceremony. The time itself empowers the prince and frames everything he does as a direct, pointed mockery of the divine.
You know, what's so fascinating here is the structure of the story. We're literally following a methodical path of desecration, like a kind of dark pilgrimage. Each sacred space is visited and then inverted in a very specific order. It creates what you can only really call an unholy liturgy.
Okay, so now we're moving deeper inside, into the heart of the cathedral, the nave. And this is where we're going to see how the very images of holiness are corrupted by the prince's presence.
The sound in this story is just incredible. His footsteps aren't just loud, they sound like death itself, like coffin lids slamming shut. And just look at that imagery. The moonlight doesn't shine, it bleeds through the shattered window. Every single word is picked to build this inescapable feeling of dread.
And this right here, this perfectly illustrates the whole point of his mockery. The saints aren't just destroyed. Their images are twisted and made to look pathetic. They become broken puppets, which implies that, yeah, they were once controlled by another master, but now they're just discarded toys, completely powerless before this new cruel force.
All right, now we arrive at the altar, the single most sacred point in any church. This is supposed to be the center of divine power, and we're about to watch the prince claim it as his own personal throne.
And here we meet his companion, a black hound. It's basically a physical manifestation of the profane, serving as an acolyte in this unholy mass. And its shadow acts like a shroud, covering the sacred space in a symbolic death before the prince even touches it.
In this slide, this really gets to the core of what this whole narrative is about. Every single element of what was once holy is being systematically inverted. A vessel for God becomes a vacuum for darkness. The bread of life is replaced by a weeping, dark fluid. Holy music becomes a dissonant hum. It's a perfect, absolutely terrible symmetry.
This is it. This is the climactic moment in his takeover of the church's core. The altar itself, the very stone, physically rebels. It groans and weeps. But what it weeps is profane, smelling of old blood and decay. And in this moment, his coronation is complete. He is now the high priest of the void.
So, having conquered the physical heart, the prince now turns his attention to the memory of the sacred, the music that once filled this space. His next target is sound itself.
The narrative even adds another layer of folklore here, la mala hora. This connects what the prince is doing to a much broader, older tradition of supernatural dread, this idea of a specific time when the air itself grows heavy and hope just gets devoured.
So here's the really brilliant part. He isn't just creating silence or making noise. He is taking the memory of holy music and twisting it into its absolute opposite, an anthem for emptiness, a hymn that actually worships the void. It is an incredibly powerful form of psychological warfare.
And the effect of this unholy music is, well, profound. The inanimate building itself seems to come alive, animated by his power. The shadows are forced into a posture of mock worship, creating this brand new, dark congregation of headless penitents, all kneeling before their new master.
And now, we get the most direct confrontation yet. The prince goes looking for the central symbol of the very faith he's supplanting, the crucifix.
I mean, this is the ultimate act of blasphemy. He doesn't just defile the icon, he physically breaks it. And the text is very clear that it breaks beneath the weight of his infernal pride. So it's not just an act of strength, it's an act of pure, supreme arrogance and contempt.
And here it is, his explicit declaration of victory. With the symbol of the shepherd literally broken under his foot, he claims ownership over the flock. It's a chilling pronouncement that his conquest isn't just about this stone building, it extends to the very souls it was meant to protect.
All right, for the final act of this dark liturgy, we're climbing the bell tower. From up here, the prince is going to broadcast his triumph, not to the ears of the world, but to its very soul.
This is such a powerful image, right? The sound he creates completely bypasses the physical senses. It's a spiritual toll, a vibration that resonates deep in your bones, signaling his victory to every dark thing out there and instilling a nameless dread in everyone sleeping below. And with that, the transformation is total. It's absolute. The cathedral's entire purpose has been rewritten. It's no longer a place of sanctuary, it's a fortress for his forces, a beacon signaling that this territory has been claimed. It now stands as a permanent sentinel of his enduring malice.
And that's really the question this whole story leaves us with, isn't it? It's not just a story about destruction, it's about a terrifying, methodical inversion of meaning. And what's left behind is a kind of void that's so much more haunting than simple ruins could ever be.